Another beautiful spring Saturday. It's amazing how much snow is gone. You can really tell how dry it was this year because a lot of it is just sunk in and soaked into the ground, which hopefully will bring our water level back up. The water tables were incredibly low this year. I'm going to probably pick up some garbage that's laying down in the creek. I pick it up every spring after the snow melts today. And I'm going to take some compost and be spreading it around. I've got a few of my beds now that are in need of some compost. This bed I composted while the snow was still on. We'll just see what we get this year. Every year the herbs and stuff that I planted are spreading. Last year I didn't. I was ill and didn't get much of a harvest because I didn't get around to it, but there's some of my sage from last year. As you can see, a lot of it froze before it even had time to die off. It was an early winter. So we'll see what we get this year. Still smells good. Today I want to get some compost spread over this bed, work up the soil around the apple tree, spread some more compost there. Okay, so I've removed the tomato cages. What I'm going to do is I'll leave all that there, and I'm going to spread compost right over top of it. Now, what I want to do with some of my new beds is I'll cover them with cardboard first, and then I will put the compost on. That way the cardboard, it'll rot away, but it will stop the weeds from growing up through. And but on this bed I have previously planted plants that I do want to come up, so I will have to fight some with weeds, but I don't want to kill off plants that are going to come up on their own anyways. As an example, if you look here, you can see I've already got onions that they're not the greatest off, but little sprouts are coming. So it's exciting to see. I'll start on this end, and I'm just going to be forking it onto the bed here. I've got my garbage bag nearby so I can pick out any cellophane or garbage that's in there. Look here, there's a piece of an old apple from last year. I'll spread this evenly to where I have a layer of a couple inches on there, covering the whole bed. Once I have that, this bed should be good for fertilizer for a while, and we should get some good plants out of it, all organic and all nutritious. Well, so much for that one. That's what you get sometimes when you find a tool on sale for $3. That's a Garden Smith shock absorbing shovel. Quality material right there. Okay, so I've dug out an area around my apple tree, all the grass, and now what I'm going to do is put a layer of cardboard down, and then I'll put my compost on top. The cardboard, like I said before, to stop the weeds and grass from growing up through. So what I'm doing here is these are my old bleeding hearts from last year. I'm just cutting them all off so that they'll compact a little easier into this compost. I'll just leave them all there because all the nutrients this plant drew from the soil, it'll put back in as it rots away and give the new plant nutrients. Every year I've had a good one, and they just seem to be getting better the longer I've been here. So I want to keep it that way and do it all organically. I used to use some Miracle Grow and chemicals, and I want to do it all without that this year. I want to do it all organic and get crops that I know have no chemicals in them. Use no Roundup, anything like that. Oh, I'm sorry, these are my peonies, bleeding hearts for next year. But we'll get all them broken down, and we'll see what we can get for garden this year. I'm onto some compost that isn't as broken down now. But it is fairly nicely broken down. That hasn't yet will continue to break down and supply some warmth through this early spring when it's still a little cool. Help warm up that soil. I'll break up any of the big chunks make it easier for the plants to grow up through. So you can see that's pretty much turned to dirt almost. Basically, I still have a couple months before we'll really be into the real planting. Typically it's May long weekend. This year it should be a little earlier the way things are going. But can't plant until the risk of the last frost is gone because I don't have a proper greenhouse. If I had a greenhouse it'd be a different story. I don't. So I'm doing it this way. And I'd like to build a greenhouse to put along my growing season a bit, but I'm going to call this bed ready, and hopefully we'll get some good crops out of this one.